my channel. In this video I'll be doing a tutorial on how to create a floor plan for a modern house, or rather I will be demonstrating how I usually draw floor plans for modern houses. Alright, first and foremost, click on those three dots, scroll down to settings. Once there, scroll down to units. I prefer using centimeters, but you can scroll, you can use meters, or you could use inches, or whatever measuring unit system that you're using in your country. Alright, now then you go to create plan. As you see there, click on your square room, drag it, change the measurement to 378, add another square room next to it. Okay, you can make this 300. Add another square room. Then make this 185 by 180. This will be our bathroom. Just make sure that the position is locked so that that the rooms don't move around as much. Another square room. Make that 396 by 300. Now, since I want to make this house a 10 meter by 7 meter, what I'll do here is I'll add another square room, and I'll just stretch it out to the ends of the house, just to make sure, or just to see if it actually is a 10 meter. But as you can see right there, it's 1,000 centimeters. Just quickly check. Yes, 1,000 centimeters, meaning it's a 10 meter, so you can just go along and just delete that, since we just want to check the measurement. Alright, add another square room. Just make sure they're all aligned properly. Lock position, and then now you can click on corner to break your room. Drag it along down. Drag it. Always make sure they're aligned properly. Okay. Lock the position. Now we're checking for the measurement. We want it to be a 10 by 7. I must have made a mistake somewhere here, so I can just quickly change that to 388. Just add 10 more centimeters. Just drag it along. Just measure it again now. 700 centimeters. Yes, so it needs to be a 10 by 7 meters. So we check our measurements again, just to make sure that it's according to the right measurements. And as you can see there, it's 10,000 centimeters and 700 centimeters, which is good. You can just roll on and delete. So now we're done with our floor space. Now we can just start adding the doors. Add a double door. Go to settings, make it a French door. Let's make it 250, so 249.9. Close in 3D. So make sure that it's centered at the middle. It's good enough. Now you can add your door. Size should be 82, which is good. Up the size, clone it. You have a door for a bathroom and a door for other room. Okay. And now a door for our kitchen exit. So make it a French door and close it in 3D. Back. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay. So now we need to create an opening from our living room onto the kitchen. So what you simply do is add an opening. Stretch it all the way along to the ends. Make it 235. Back. Okay, there we go. We've got an opening from our living room onto the kitchen space. You can add a window. Make it 90. Make it 100 centimeters. Make sure that's in the middle. Then you can clone and also make this 90. Make sure that they touch. Clone it. Make sure they touch. Okay, that's our windows for our first room. Alright, you can just add another window for your bathroom. Make it 100. Check the measurement. So make it 120. 210. Just clone the window right there. Since we're going to be using the same measurement, make sure it's centered in the middle. Clone it. Make sure that these windows touch. Again, just add another window. Let's make it 190. Right. Okay, measurement is fine. Add another window. Make it 80. Make it 180. Check in 3D. Right. Alright, scroll down to structure. Look for the stairs. Drag them along. Let's make it 110 width. Just leave it there for now. Make the landing to be 110 by 140. Just move it along. Okay. Another set of stairs. So make it 110. Let's make the length 70. Let's make the height 40. Okay. This you can make it 60. Okay. Right. Can make that 190. Actually make it 250 since we need it to be at the top of our floor level. And you can make the length 270. Right, it should look like this in 3D view. Back. Right now, just clone your floor. So in 3D view, it should look more or less like this. Now go to levels and go to ground floor. Make sure that you've clicked on ground floor. Alright, just click this room right here and then remove show ceiling. Then I'll go to levels again. Click on first floor. Make sure you've clicked on first floor. You can delete everything that you don't need here. You can also remove that for now. And you can just delete all the items you don't need on this floor. You can delete the windows. You can move the room a bit in so that we can add a balcony. So add a square room and go to balcony. Let's make the size to be 160. And just make sure that your balcony is properly aligned at the corner of your bottom floor so that it just flushes with the bottom floor. Okay, that looks good enough. Just make it 160 again. Just make sure that it doesn't go out of line. It should be exactly matching with our bottom floor. Okay. Now you can set that to 12. And drag your room just to come up with that space. Okay. And then now we'll also change this to a balcony so that we can draw our walls. Since we want this to be a double volume area, now just make sure that this floor space meets with the other floor space, and make sure that it is along the lines which are underneath. Now just snap your wall right there, scroll it all the way up. All of this will make sense in a few. Just scroll the way up until it meets the other wall. Just looks about good enough. And then I just bring it in so that it aligns properly with the wall underneath. And the reason why we did this is because we want to draw our walls. We don't want any space in between. So once you try to draw a wall without having a floor space, it just doesn't want to draw a wall. But if we have the outlines here, we can just draw a wall, and as you can see right there, we now have a piece of a wall, and then you can just stretch this all the way to the end of this wall. You just add it also to the side, set this to 12. So it should look like this in 3D view. See a mistake here. Always make sure that your walls are properly meeting at the ends. Okay, you can just now copy the color, paste it. Alright, now once you're done with that, we can just go along and resize our rooms. You can just click on that, make it 300. Unlock the position, move it to place, and lock it again. And now click on the bathroom, unlock the position, move it into place. We just leave the size as it is. Move the door, smooth it along. And now just move your wall up to there, so that we can add like a passage to our master bedroom. You can make the wall 12. Then move the room along. Just move the door to the other side. Now snap your room and then just drag it all the way through so that we have like a young passage into a master bedroom. Then you can also move the bathroom up to there. Since it's a quite a tight space, we just add a sliding door. So you go to doors, scroll down, look for sliding door. Close in 3D, make it 110. Just delete the window right there. You can just clone this one since it's the proper measurement that I want. Well, you could have just resized the window, but it's still the same. But anyway, just clone the windows now. Now just move your floor space towards the middle. That line, the dotted line, should be exactly at the middle so that our walls flush. So just make sure it's in the middle, so it should look like this once it's in 3D view. Right, since now we move that wall, you have to also move this part of the floor space so that it joins. Okay, there's a bit of a gap there. You can just make sure that it goes in. It's fine. It'll blend in 3D view. You can just join it right there, and just make sure that it's properly joined. Right, and then just put that back to its normal place. Just clone your window. Get 160 and clone it. Just move it towards the middle and add a folding door. And just make it 370. Then make it a French door, close in 3D. That looks good enough. Alright, then now go to structure, go to wall, draw your wall. This will be our balcony. You can just stretch it all the way to the end. Make it 100 and draw another wall, join it together. Also make this 100. Right, now you can go ahead and add a window. Set the height to 80 and make the vertical position to 90. Then stretch it towards the end of the wall. Not completely, but more or less. Just quickly adjust that. I'm not sure if it moved on your side, but just make sure that all the measurements are correct. Okay. Add a window, and if you can't add your window, you can just quickly move the wall out and slot your window in there, and just resize it a little bit so that you can actually move your wall. Let's make the window 195 so it matches the door on the bottom floor. I'll make 120 height and set the vertical top position to 120. Now make the frame color black, and then make the inside sills black, outside sills black, and then click on this paintbrush icon right there, and then just go to all, so then that will just paint all the windows black, sparing you some time. Then I do the same for the door, make the color black and make the frame color black. We'll leave the handle just default colors, it's fine. And then I just go to the paintbrush icon again, to all, done. All done. Into all done. Now, to make our exterior just slightly a bit more entertaining or a bit more interesting, you can just snap your walls multiple times. I think 3 should be good enough, and then move them along. There should be a spacing of 8 between all of them. Add another one, the spacing of 8. Do the same for the other side. Just paste your color, whatever color you want to make it. I'll just go along with gray, since I'm going for like a two-tone effect. It's not really necessary, but you know, just for aesthetic wise, I feel like it adds more flavor to the house, if I could say. Can just add another, I'll snap it again so that it's properly even. Two on each side, two on each side. I think that's about good enough. Go to levels and add a new floor. This will be for our roof. You can just add a square room, change it to balcony, and then move it also towards the ends of the walls. This will be like our ceiling, and then just drag it all the way through to the ends of the walls. Make sure it matches the wall tracings from underneath, and then just lock it. Right. Go to ground floor, Then now I want to make a column, so you can just go ahead and add or rather, let's first make our pavement, if I could say. You just go along and add a rug. Alright, then I'll go back to general. Add a box. This will be our column. Make this 40 by 100. And then just make the height to 570. Clone it, move it to the other end. Right, and then you can just go ahead and clone it. Just quickly rotate it. I'm gonna delete this. I just need it just to make sure that my measurements are aligning. Make that 442 because I need the spacing to be 442. Then you can clone it again. And then now you can just change the size to 74 by 62, and then just rotate it, move it along to the front. Then now you can just go ahead and delete that. Click on your box, make it 260. Black, clone it, and change the color, make it black, and make that 50, make it 50 by 17. Then you can just go ahead and rotate it, and then just add it more or less to the middle. And this doesn't really have a purpose, it's just, you know, for aesthetic wise. Alright, and then now we need to add our top part, so you can just go ahead and just clone that to first floor. Don't move it, but just resize it so that it matches the same position as one at the bottom. Right, just check the ground floor. You can just copy that to the first floor so that you actually get this measurement. Stretch it along to that measurement so that it's the same size as the bottom floor, and then you can just go ahead and delete that. And then just make this 50 and make the vertical position to be 10. And just clone that to second floor. Don't move it also, but just stretch it along towards the end, and then change the height to 30 and vertical position to 0, and you can go ahead and clone it, and then just slot it on the left hand side. So this will be like a concrete shade. I don't know what to call it, but anyway, this is where the car will park. So now I'm gonna make a flower pot, so you can go ahead and add a box. Make it 40. Actually, let's make it 30. Alright, now then drag it and position it slightly towards the top right corner, not all the way completely, but they should be right about fine. And then I'll just slightly resize it down to 45, and then just lengthen it all the way to let's make it 390 centimeters. Yeah, it should be fine right about there. And then I'll go to 3D, copy your wall color, and then click on your box and then paste it. And then just keep on cloning it up until it fills in this beige box or brown box. So since we want to fill in the spaces between the plants, we will just clone it and position it between the spaces, well, within the spaces, and then just keep on cloning it all the way through up until it fills each and every space between the plants. Now go to the ground floor, click on your beam, clone it to the second floor, and then just slightly resize it down to 399. Change your vertical top position to 0. Now clone your box, and then just resize it to 40 by 100. This will be our column, and then change the height to 260, and then change the vertical top position to also 260, and then clone it to the first floor. Since we want this to be on top of our carport roof, we'll move this to the top left corner of the carport roof. Just drag it to the corner, go back to the second floor and delete that box. Alright, then I'll just drag the box up until it meets the interior wall tracing from the wall underneath. It should look like this in 3D view. Okay, then now just click on your box again, clone it, resize it to 655 by 935, and then I'll just center this box towards the middle of the floor space. Right, then I'll go to 3D view and copy the gray wall color, and then I'll click on your box and paste the color that you have copied, and then change the height settings to 60, and also change the vertical top position to 60. Then I'll move your box so that it covers all 4 corners. You can just resize it to cover all the 4 corners of our floor space. So in 3D view, it should look like this, which will be our roof. Then I can just make that white just to stop that flickering effect. Then copy the wall color. To make things easier for the next step, you can just simply move this out the way for now, and then just clone your box, could be any box, then resize it down to 18 by 12, and change the height to 60, and also change the vertical top position to 50. Then I'll paste your wall color. Now position the new box by the tracing line. Okay, now you can just go ahead and clone that and just keep on repeating it. Up until the end of the wall. And then now you can lengthen your roof again. Go to ground floor, clone your rug, add a plant, copy the primary color, and you can go ahead and delete that, and then just paste the primary color onto your rug. This will be our grass, and then you can just slot it next to our pavement, I believe I said so. And then you can just clone it to the other side. Now click on your menu bar, go to outdoor, and drag your selected car. Kind of rhymes. No, it doesn't. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial. Please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. That's if you haven't done so already. And once again, I really thank you guys for your support. Hope you guys enjoy the tutorial.